A big thank you to the following sponsors who made this press conference possible on KLPS Channel 18. IV, Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Pony Express Bank, and The Landing.
Good morning. Thanks for coming in. It's hard to believe that the next time that we meet is the playoffs have started, tournament started for us, and it's gone quick. And we got two really big ones this week. We go to Platte County tonight, and then we go to Kearney on Friday. Two tough road conference games, and it doesn't get any easier from here on out when you play those games, and then you've got the tournament coming up. It's a fun time of year, and I told our guys, we've put in all the work to kind of, have the fun and enjoy this part of the season. So we're excited. We took a pretty good hit on the chin on Friday. Got beat by Staley in a game that we shouldn't have lost, but. When you don't play well, and they do, that's what happens. So, we got smoked in a game that I think, frustrates everybody involved. The players, the coaches, the fans, everybody always want a little bit more from it, and we just weren't able to give it Friday night for whatever reason. We just didn't have it. But teams go through ebb and flows in a season. It's up and down. Some teams it's early in the year, sometimes it's middle of the year. Ours just happens to be right now, and we'll get it corrected before we start the tournament, which is something that we're really confident in. But we had a great crowd again on Friday night. I mean, we've played in our Friday night games at the field house have just been electric. We've had probably 1,800 people each night. They've been awesome. Our student section has been packed. It was again for Cororman on Friday. So, there's a lot of good things going on. We just need to make sure that we hit a good stride and we start playing well here this last week of the regular season, going into the tournament. So, with that, opening up to questions.
Coach, what was that locker room atmosphere like for you guys after that loss on Friday night, being senior night and then wanting to win on court warming?
Yeah, obviously our guys were really, really disappointed, and part of it was honestly probably part of it was shock. They didn't actually think it could happen, and then also some guys were really disappointed because they didn't play well, and they feel like they let the team down. They felt like they let each other down, but that's a hard one to talk to the guys after the game because you go in there and you don't think you don't plan on losing any games. But when you feel pretty confident about your game plan, about what you're doing, then, you should be able to take care of business. And we didn't, and they beat us. And I told the guys, I said, listen, that's kind of the anatomy of an upset. You stink, you don't play well, you take bad shots, you don't defend, and then it just kind of puts, gives them the green light to play their style. They just played last night against Oak Park, and game went double overtime. So, when a team's playing with nothing to lose, and that's how they were playing on Friday, they're playing with confidence and they're playing with nothing to lose, then that's what happens when you tighten up and then just make some really bad plays. So, to answer your question, really frustrated, but also understanding that, good things are going to happen and we keep working the way we need to. Well, the biggest thing that stands out to me right now in our last 6 games has been just our offensive flow and our shots. We've taken just terrible shots. And then, we aren't making them. And then it puts more pressure on us to hit shots that we're capable, but maybe we're a little tight or we're a little nervous or we're pressing a little bit because we have not shot a good percentage. But when you don't shoot good percentage shots, that's what happens. We shot 21 three-pointers on Friday night, and I don't know if we were trying to break some sort of record or what, but there's no reason to shoot that many threes in a game that if you're patient enough, you just throw the ball inside and score it. And when we did that, we had success, and then we got away from it, and we weren't disciplined enough to come back to it. So shot selection is kind of the biggest thing we're harping on right now. And then the other thing is just getting back to our basics defensively. I mean, we gave up 60 points to a team that's averaging 37, and that's not a good thing. So, get back to some of our basics, but I think the bottom line is just being really good with the shots we take.
Coach, you had two key players, and Brinkley and Sandiford out on Friday night. Do you have a timetable for their return?
I don't. Our Jared Hansen and Amanda Andrews have just kind of been taking care of them and treating them and getting them healthy. I'm checking in with them, but we won't have Brinkley or Ian tonight at Pawleck County. And quite honestly, I don't know if we'll have either of them Friday. So big thing is getting back for the tournament. Hope that they're ready to go come tournament time. And I think Brinkley's prognosis is probably a little bit better than Ian's.
I know it was a loss to have them out on Friday night, but how did that help your team to get some of the younger guys in there? Like Justin Offenbacher got some varsity time, hadn't seen a whole bunch this year. Well,
and he's going to play more here down the stretch too. We've been fortunate this year for a lot of different reasons, but I just kind of was going through some stuff with the staff the other day, but we're 18-5 at the varsity level, and our JV team's 14-4. So you're 32-9 between two teams. You're doing something right, and so those guys at the JV level been playing well. They're good players. Now they're just getting their opportunity, and so we've got trust and we got faith in Justin or Shep or if it's Sharp that's playing some minutes for us. We got trust in those guys being able to do it. It's just that early in the year it was maybe 4, 5, 6 minutes here. Now it's gonna go up a different level. They're gonna have to play 10, 12 minutes, and that's fine. Those guys practice every day. They work hard every day. They deserve the opportunity to be able to play. And like I told them, it's never that I didn't trust you before. It's just that there was guys that were in front of you for whatever reason. And so hopefully they show up and prove me wrong that they should have been playing.
What does that say about your team that you guys got the number 1 seed in district play going into next week?
Well, I think it's a really big deal because, well, first of all, when you're the 1 seed or when you're a higher seed, and that shows that you've done something right or somebody respects you. So, and then the other thing it does is when you look at our district, I think there's kind of within the 6 teams, there's a clear division between the top 3, us, Grain Valley, and Oak Grove, and by getting the 1, now the 2 and 3 kind of they got to go against each other. They got to play each other in the semis, and so yeah, that works to our advantage. I think that we were rewarded the right way. I think we should have been the 1 seed. I think our body of work is good. I think our strength of schedule is really high. We've played in tough tournaments. We've had success in those tournaments. We play in a really good conference. So I think it was the way it should have been. I think we should be the 1. But yeah, it says a lot about our guys and what they've been able to accomplish this year.
What's one thing that you'd say your team's improved on over the entire season that you really struggled with in game 1 until the last game you guys played on Friday?
Well, I think our biggest improvement has been our commitment to rebounding. No matter who we've had on the floor, we've got 5 guys that are willing and able to rebound. And that's something that's big because, coach controls 1 stat, and that's minutes played. And then the players kind of control the rest. And some people are more gifted than others as far as being able to score the ball or make plays. So rebounding is something that really shows a coach or a staff or even the teammates for that matter where you're at, how into it you are, because if you don't rebound, then it gives teams second chance opportunities. So then, bad shooters can be a little bit better because you get more opportunities at it. There's a lot of things that go into it. But I'd say from game one through the rest of our season, rebounding's been something. We're +7, 7.4 plus on the rebound margin. So that's a positive stat for us. Absolutely is.
Do you think your theme of family has contributed to your success this season and how well you guys have done?
I'd like to think, I'd like to think so. I think that, you got to say what you mean and mean what you say. So, I think it has. And why would we pick something that doesn't give our guys incentive? Why would we pick something that, doesn't resonate or carry weight? So yeah, I think it has, and I think it shows, and it's something our guys believe in, and they would be the guys to ask about that, because they've got a better idea about how much that stuff matters. I think it matters a lot, but because it's something that we're trying to initiate, we're trying to do, then I think probably it means a little bit more to me, but because they've bought into it as much, then yeah, I think it's been a big deal, and I think it shows with the way we play. I think it does. I think it's evident by the way we play on the floor. There's no doubt about it. Come on, Zelenak, Kalura, come on, think up something. Spiegel, come on. What you got? Gotta have something. Zelenak.
I'll think of one later.
All right, we might run out of time.
The two seniors that you guys honored on Friday night, what legacy would you say they've left on your program?
Well, I think those two guys, those two guys have done more for our program than I probably envisioned when it all got started. They're our hardest workers. They're guys that are committed. The stuff that people don't see, the way that they committed themselves this spring, this summer, to stuff has been awesome. So they've laid some groundwork, and they've laid a foundation that other guys have to meet, and that's something that as a coach I can't replicate. I can say it all I want, but the fact that they're doing it really, it's kind of like almost a role model for the rest of our guys. There's nothing like the peer influence, and so the fact that those guys are so committed to being around and getting better and being in the gym and being good teammates and those things, that's a huge, huge deal. Huge deal. Looks like you guys got off the hook without having to ask, so you got to make sure you get. Coach, they'll ask you some hard ones, all right? They're saving. They threw me softball, so they're ready for some hard ones for you when you get up here. But yeah, snow day messed with us all. By the time we're here next week, we're talking about district play, which is exciting. But it also says that it's winding down, and we hope that we can keep it going. So we look forward to seeing you guys on the road, and then especially out in Oak Grove here in the next couple weeks as we take on getting into the tournament. So you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll talk to you soon.